Hey everybody, welcome to Sad Panda Presents. This is a podcast about music in which we're going to talk about different albums we're listening to. Right now we're going through the Consequence of Sound.net with their staff pick 100. Today we are talking about number 84 on the list, which is The Who's Tommy. Fair warning, we use some coarse language. We might say something offensive. Deal with it. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Shane.
So what's up, man?
Alright. Not the hopadillo went down the wrong way. Not a lot of man. Same shit. Nothing crazy. Just got back from the lake. We're doing a lot of remodeling and projects and stuff. So I've been doing drywall for like 3 weeks, and this is some horse shit. Like I am I'm too white to do drywall. But it's fun. It's neat. It's interesting. You know what I mean? Like to do stuff, you know what I mean? Like building and stuff like that.
Sure.
I know, I kind of enjoy it. But, yeah, but I put up some insulation, so I'm all itchy as shit. That's no fun. But, and I got gypsum all in my hair and my clothes and shit. I need to take a shower.
Like gypsy tears?
Gypsy tears, yes, the gypsum. The cum from the gypsies. It's all dry. That's why it's all dry. It's like, I call it drywall. It's all like hard and shit.
Gypsy jinkum. Got it.
Yeah. You know, gypsies have the hardest of all cum once it dries.
Right.
I mean, that's just science, man. Like, I know.
Yeah.
It's just science. Anyway, what's new with you, bud?
Fucking A, man. I finished up the Josh's guitar today, so that was cool.
Oh, you got it done? Right on.
Yeah. I put strings on it yesterday, but I had to take the strings off and fix a couple of issues, just tidy some things up, and yeah, came out pretty well. Pretty happy with it.
I'm fucking in. So are you gonna mail it off, or are you gonna just drop it off to him, or what?
I'm gonna hold on to it for a couple of weeks and let it settle under the string tension, and make sure and play it for, a little while and make sure that it's just, it feels right. And, then I'll pack it up and, ship it to him. So, should be good.
Does Josh play?
No.
Oh, it's just gonna be like a centerpiece in his home?
Yeah, I guess. I think he said he just, had a blank wall and wanted like an art piece, and I was like, well, I could do just like fucking make something look pretty and not functional, but I'm not gonna do that and put my name on it, So.
For sure. Yeah, there's no sense in doing that, especially if you're trying to build your brand, if you will.
For sure. Plus, I don't know, if he ever has people over that do play, they can actually, fucking
take it off the wall.
Yeah.
Let me fuck with your art, man.
Hey, man. It's functional art.
True, I guess.
So,
yeah, I suppose.
So yeah.
I am. Yeah, I'm been pretty boring, man. I haven't done a lot of shit. I did get Cuphead, and I've been playing that. That's, it's pretty hard, but it's a really pretty game, and it sounds really good. Like, all the music's really fun. Like, the music is really, really good. It's got that 20s style fucking, like, doo-wop, like
all that jazz.
Like barbershop. Yeah, jazz and barbershop quartet-y stuff, and like heavy piano, like fucking old-timey bars and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty good. I like it. It's a fun game, and it's really pretty, and the music is phenomenal.
Yeah. I watched Dave stream like that entire game, and shout out to Dave from Tadpog. Catch him on Twitch on Sunday nights. Yes. And, I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. And it's totally my style of like, of like run and gun shooter type of thing. But, I don't know, man. It looks hard. I'll probably wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, but, for the most part, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows about Cuphead right now, but
yeah,
it does like, there are like run and gun levels and then that are challenging, and then there's basically just boss battles that you only do boss battles. There's no like real like, it's not like Mario where you go to like different worlds and then you have a boss at the end of like 3 levels. It's like boss fight, 2 running guns, and then they have some that are like, that I'm real shitty at are the airplane ones. Where like you're in an airplane. Like for some reason that dynamic. Like I can't get my head around that, mostly because you can't like do the invisible jump where you can just like go from one point, like bamf from one place to another and not get hit by enemies.
Yeah, you don't
You
have
just kind of shrink down.
Yeah, you don't have the frames of invulnerability there.
Yeah, well, you do after you get hit, but it's not like jumping from one spot to another with invulnerability. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a little more challenging, but I don't know. It's fun. It's a good game.
Yeah, man. Fuck me. So yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about picking up Mortal Kombat 11 just because I love the Mortal Kombat series, but again, haven't been playing that many games lately, so I might just wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, for sure. It looks good. I haven't seen a lot of playthroughs. I kind of wanted to get on Twitch tonight and and watch people play it and see how it looks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, they kind of went back to like the, like one of the, like not like the original storyline, but kind of like the same, like they kind of got rid of all the crazy shit that they've been building, like the lore that they've been building for years. And like, I want to say Johnny Cage is the main character, but he's like older now.
I don't know.
And then
I don't know.
Goes back in time and meet the younger Johnny Cage. I don't know.
I don't know. If I'm gonna pick it up, I'd pick it up on Switch just because that's the only like, I don't have any other consoles, and I've heard that that you sacrifice a lot graphically with that. Mostly like the backgrounds. They said the character animations and the character work is still pretty good, but they said that they dumbed down the background a lot because the Switch just isn't as powerful as a PS4 or Xbox One. So, and I don't really care as long as the gameplay's good and I have fucking Mortal Kombat on the Switch. I mean, come on, you know, because that's just always been my favorite franchise fighter. So fucking A, man.
Yeah. And I do want to give a shout out to, I know you put a post on our website, on our Facebook about, Thank You Scientist. You went to go see him. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I totally went with, Edgelord Kyle on Wednesday.
Whoop, whoop, Kyle.
And, yeah, man, it was a great fucking show. He came into town and, he lives about an hour farther from Chicago than I do. So he just rolled through on his way, picked me up, and we, fucking went and saw Thank You Scientist. And, it was fucking legit as fuck. Whoa. They played a really good show. They ended a little early because it was a weeknight and Chicago has a curfew, for, you know, music, noise curfew or whatever. But they played some really good songs. They played, some new stuff. They played like Feed the Horses. They played, My Fame Disappearing Act. They did a bunch of good shit. And, they sound like what they sound like on the album. They fucking are tight as fuck and super well practiced. So they sounded phenomenal.
That is super awesome. I'm so glad to hear that they're just as good live as they are on the album.
Yeah, man. I was impressed. The venue was really cool. They had a lot of different beers on tap. And, Kyle and I just like fucking, you know, fucking shot the shit for the several hours that we were in the car together. So, it was cool. It was really, really, really fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think they're here not Tuesday, but next Tuesday they're going to be in Austin, and I'm thinking about maybe going. I don't know. I have to see how the stars align on that one, but I would really like to see them. I think they're a phenomenal band, and just you saying that they're just as good as really makes me want to go see them more.
Yeah, man. Fucking I don't remember which song it was that they were playing, and there was some guy standing in front of me. We were kind of in the back behind like the sound mixer, and the engineer, and, on this like raised platform. And there was some guy in front of me and, he wasn't in front of me for long because they started playing one song and I started just singing my ass off. And I think he got annoyed and left and I was like, good, I can see better now. Like, you can fuck off. I'm gonna move up.
Oh shit. That's funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuck out there.
Yeah.
When I went to go see The Faint, when I was like in high school, my brother and I went to Austin to go see him. And, or the first time we went to see him. And, there was this like huge tall broad in front of me, like this gigantic, like she had to be at least like 6'1", 6'2", huge blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and like I was like chilling and she was in front of me and I was like trying to move around and she's like, are you cool? I was like, yeah, you're just kind of tall. She's like, oh, okay, well it's fine. Like I'll move around. Hey, you want some acid? Or she gave me, you want some X? I was like, yes I do. Yes I do. So we just spent the night rolling. And luckily my brother ran off. And he didn't see me take it. But I started rolling with her. Started grinding on me and stuff. Like her butt was in like my chest and shit. That was fun. That was cool.
Fucking A, man.
Oh, anyway. So
The Who?
So The Who.
Yeah.
The Who. Whew. All right. This is their fourth studio album.
That it is.
And it was released in May of 1969. And it was originally meant to be a rock opera, or it is a rock opera.
Right. And
the story is real fucking crazy.
That's one way to put it.
Real crazy.
Kind of fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah, and so like a brief overview, like this album's pretty long for the most part. Like there's a bunch of, the songs that for themselves aren't very long. Like I think the longest is no more than like 4 or 5 minutes. That I remember.
I don't know. The overture and the underture are pretty fucking long.
True. There's those, but I think those are the longest, and they're
Probably.
not. What are they, like 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So it moves pretty quick. And there's for the most part, the entire style has like a folk rock kind of sound to it. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. It's not like it's not what immediately comes to mind when I think of the Who and fucking Pete Townsend and shit, because I think of, smashing guitars on stage and shit, which funny enough is like I don't know 100%, but I guess when they started doing this album, the band they were already a famous band, but I guess they were going into debt and shit because he kept smashing all of his guitars on amps because that was his thing. And, so they needed a way to make money, and this was a hit and apparently saved the band because they were gonna break up. I don't know how true that is, but I read it somewhere on the internet 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
But apparently, they were on the verge of breaking up because they didn't have because they were in debt from all the instruments they had to buy.
Oh my god.
So this album made a bunch of money and saved the band. Supposedly. I don't know. That was one thing I read. That's about all the research I did.
Yeah, I did a little bit as well. There was something about, I was reading, what got me with this album is as kind of far out there and especially as conceptual as this is.
Right.
They don't really have a lot of strange sounds or anything like that. Most of the music is pretty, it can be recreated without any synths or anything like that. And from what I understand, that was kind of their point, was that they wanted that to be recreatable without having a lot of machine work to it. Okay.
Well, and I think, to play off of that, this being more of a conceptual album, I don't think it's super, like you said, it's not super out there with new music technology or anything in that concept, but I don't know that rock operas have really been a thing yet in 1969. And so I think a lot of the themes they're tackling here might be more of what makes it a concept album.
For sure. That is true, and I think that's the point, is that they wanted this to be recreatable for an opera experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they don't get real psychedelic like a Pink Floyd would, or anybody else in that time era who kind of were writing these really kind of concept albums, if you will.
Right, right.
And so that was just kind of something that was weird for me, just to kind of an overview as my experiences. I thought it'd have more psychedelic features to it, especially during Pinball Wizard. I figured there'd be a lot of pinball sounds and the or something. Oh. You know what I mean?
Had you not heard that song before?
I have. I just I've heard it before, but it never really I don't know. It was kind of, it's one of those songs that I know I've heard. I know the song, but I didn't really it never really sank in.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah, I think that's the only song on this album that I had heard before, but it was super popular, so I figured.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it is the number one song on this album, for as far as singles and stuff like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because the rest is really, you kind of have to, like all the songs are out of context and you kind of have to understand what the story's about for the most part to get like anything like, you know what I mean?
The Pinball Wizard song actually does stand on its own legs anyway, without the rest of the album. Like you can still understand that there's a story there. You don't get the full opera story, but you get that part of that song in particular stands on its own as a story.
True. And it's like, and it's kind of the main thesis of the story is like this kid who's, deaf and blind, but he can sense the world around him using superpowers or something.
I think in that song I guess we'll get more into it, but like in that particular song they talk about intuition and smell at least once.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I guess you could smell the path of the pinball, but whatever.
It's like Dr. Farnsworth's smell-o-scope.
Yeah.
No, I think not.
So, I don't know. Fucking, alright, well, you wanna get into it?
Sure, go ahead. Let's start with Overture.
Yeah, so this is a big music piece to kinda like, I don't know, it's like, the opening theme song to a movie, or like the opening of a fucking opera to like get you into it, but it's not really, like it's not lyrically heavy. It's almost entirely instrumental except for the very end, where you learn about, Captain Walker leaving his pregnant wife.
Did he leave his pregnant wife? I thought.
Oh, I guess he died.
Went to war, right?
Yeah, he went to war, didn't come home.
Didn't come home, yeah.
So
they think he's dead, and then, so the fun thing about this song is like, it takes like 30-second bits from like the first, I guess until like, you call it the first intermission.
Okay,
if you will. So they take like little like half-minute beats from like, 1921, or Go to the Mirror, See Me, Feel Me, and Pinball Wizard, and they kind of just smash them all up and tie them all together for the most part.
Yeah. So
it's sort of a things to come, if you will.
Right. So, so yeah, that's how it's put together, and it's certainly interesting. I don't know. I think it's put together well. But I don't have a whole lot to say about it outside of that.
Yeah, it was put together, like, again, like, it just, it has this kind of like folksy kind of like sound to it, but it has a lot of like big themes, like I don't know, man, this is such a strange album. Like,
yeah, it is. I mean, like, it just introduces all the themes that you're gonna get in the rest of the album. I mean,
yeah,
but it does it through music and not, vocally at all.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's move on to It's a Boy.
All right. Yeah. A child is born.
The end.
Yep. Very, very short song.
Like 20 seconds long.
Yeah.
It's a boy. Okay.
Yep. That's,
what?
Yep.
What the fuck?
It's very like triumphant almost. It starts off kind of soft. It starts off kind of soft with the "It's a boy," and then it ends very triumphantly, like a son. Like it's all right. And so yeah, there's 20 seconds. Next.
Yeah, it was that's we talked longer than this song has. Okay.
Yeah. 1921.
1921 will be a very good year. So this is, I believe in the story, this is where, the dad actually, they think he's dead, but he comes back.
Right.
And is this the one? Yeah. So, and this was a fun thing that I was reading while I was looking this up, is that they kind of mention, that Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey in this.
Okay.
And this is where, like, the, sort of where Tommy comes out of has to come out and start the hero's journey with his dad showing up, you know what I mean? And it kind of kicks off his whole life kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
And I think this is the one. This is the song where, so the dad comes home to find that his wife was with somebody else, and his dad ends up killing him.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then, so Tommy sees it, and, like, he sees this murder go down, and then, like, his mom is convincing him, like, you didn't hear it, but he says, I heard it.
Right.
You didn't see it. I didn't see it. And that's what kind of starts him, in this, it's like a psychosomatic where he goes deaf, blind, and dumb.
Right,
so
right.
He's like repressing this image of his father murdering, I guess, is the only father he
his
really
wife's lover or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this is where the infliction happens to Tommy. He's inflicted with this curse.
For sure, where he can't speak or talk or see or anything like that. So
right.
This is where that's where that starts. Yeah. For the most part, it's got a kind of like a poppy kind of beat at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it kind of delves into this darker side.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's alright.
Yep.
I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I listened to this album probably 3 or 4 times, and then I haven't listened to it again in 3 or 4 days, so I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not fully remembering everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's well, I haven't listened to it in a couple of days either, but
yeah,
I get the point. You know,
yeah,
I listened to it 2 times, I got it.
So it's,
I mean, there's not like a lot going on, like musically, like, I mean, there is, but it's not very...
I mean, but it's like, I mean, it's 60s rock and pop songs that are just designed to tell the story and to follow the theme of the different things. So whatever kind of theme we're talking about lyrically, because that's really where this album lies, is like in the lyrics, right?
In the story itself.
This is a story driven album, not a music driven album. The music follows the themes of the story. So when we talk about like some kind of a theme where it gets a little darker, the music's gonna get a little darker and a little more, you know, like what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Sinister or whatever, you know? So.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to encapsulate it, that the are really the driving point.
Right.
And just the music kind of follows up. So yeah, you can kind of get the gist. Once you hear, if you listen to this, like 1 or 2 songs off this album, you kind of get the overall sound of what they're going for.
Right.
And it just kind of follows this story for the most part.
Right.
I agree. This is more of a story because it isn't a rock opera, so it's meant to tell a story.
Right.
And just the music to support the said story.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. They do some creative things with the music in here, but it's just one of those things where I feel like it's not, the music is important, and I think they did spend a good amount of time making sure it followed the story just as well as the lyrics did. So props to them for that, because I think they do a good job here. But yeah, it's way more story driven than it is music driven, I guess was all I was getting out. So anyway.
For sure. Alright, moving on to Amazing Journey.
Correct.
Okay, so this is where Tommy kind of is starting to understand that he's not able to see, hear, or, speak. And, but he can kind of channel the world through music, if that makes sense, like in his head. And, so he's kind of understanding that, he can feel music, and it kind of makes that's what makes his world around him.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right, so he can feel like the vibrations, and he can feel like the resonance and the energy and that kind of shit. Yeah. So.
Like blood on them. What's blood on them?
Oh, man.
They were pentagon. Shower and I was in my hair.
Oh, God.
I love Aqua Teen. Love Aqua. Alright, so yeah. So he can kind of feel that, and then the real kind of point to this story is that his dad's that he recognizes his father, and that his father is going to take him on this journey of his life, and that's kind of the beginning to the hero's journey, if you will.
Right,
so he like accepts what he is, and then he's like, okay, well, this is the crazy mage dude who's gonna help me through all this crap.
Right. So so he's the wizened sage or what have you.
For sure.
So then we move into Sparks.
Sparks, yeah. So this is, it starts off instrumentally, and then again, he's starting to realize that he can understand the music around, like that. This is where it really hits, because I think this is only instrumental.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. This is an instrumental. I guess they're continuing the theme of the last song, where, like you said, he can interpret the world through music, and this is like what he can. This is what's going on in his brain.
Yeah, this is kind of the way he can view the world.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we move into, and Sparks is pretty. I thought.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I think
it's a pretty song.
I think it's a good instrumental. They bring in some, not quite like 3-piece, rock band stuff with like some bigger percussion and stuff. So, I mean, all stuff that I'm sure a drummer could do from, could reach from his kid if they set it up right. But anyway, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. All right, so then we move on to Eyesight to the Blind, the Hawker.
Right.
So they're trying to cure Tommy, and they come up with a great idea. So how about we give our son to a pimp, and maybe the prostitute can cure him with drugs?
Yeah.
Because that's what parents do, right?
Yeah.
That's what parents do to children.
Okay, so I don't know if the members of this band, Pete Townsend and the others, I don't know the names of the other guys off the top of my head, but I don't know if the people that wrote this rock opera had super fucked up childhoods, but it sure seems like it.
A little bit. Cause, I mean, you never got the flu and then you had to go lick a prostitute's butthole and then.
Right.
And snort coke off her ass? Right. That's not how you, I mean, I remember Mom was like, no, fuck Dr. Ugarte. We're not gonna go to the hospital. I'll take you down to Leopard Street down in Corpus.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this shit straightened out today.
We're gonna teach you how to do a titty bump. That's gonna cure that cold.
Yeah. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, this was produced in 1969, so these guys grew up in the 40s and 50s, right? Like mainly the 50s most likely. So I mean, I know it was a different time, but goddamn, there's some fucked up themes here. And yeah, so I don't know. Like
yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why the cure starts with a prostitute, but okay.
Well, in their defense, it is kind of like their last ditch effort to do that.
I guess.
And didn't they actually go to a doctor, which doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying. Is like there's a doctor later in the album. So I don't know.
He's in the same town. He's in the same town.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. So I don't know about. I mean, the song tries to portray that it was their last ditch effort, but they haven't gone to the doctor yet. This story's not in the right order. It's fucked up.
Give him whiskey and honey and Tabasco. So, I don't know what else. Man, Sprite and chicken noodle stew didn't quite cut it. Well, I can take him to the hooker, I guess.
Yeah.
I can think of.
So
I know, when my son was sick, I just shot him up with a little heroin and he was fine. I don't know what the problem is. I just don't understand your objection, Andrew.
So,
I really don't.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not as open-minded as I hope to be.
I mean, it's science, man.
Maybe, fuck. Never mind. So anyway.
I feel like it's like that old meme where it says old-timey doctors be like, you got ghosts in your blood.
Yeah.
You do cocaine about that.
Right. I miss the days when Coca-Cola had cocaine in it, when our sodas had cocaine in them. Yeah. So, I don't know. But I mean, ketchup was also sold as a cure-all when it was invented. It's fucking tomato and salt. So, I don't know, I guess it's a thing of the times, but still, that seems like a weird thing to me.
Takes a hard left turn for pharmaceuticals and new age, alternative medicines, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, pretty wild.
Hippies today, we don't even know.
Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. I need to ask my dad about this shit.
Hey, Dad, did you ever go to a prostitute when you were young? Because you had a cold or something? No, that's how dudes usually got sick because they went to the prostitute.
So, okay.
Think of what was it? Did you ever read that, there was a guy who did, was it Shit My Dad Says? And it's this guy who like quotes his dad, and he was I think he's like a military doctor in like Vietnam and stuff like that. And he just says the most fucking outlandish shit. And I remember this one quote he wrote, he's like, war hero? Son, I wasn't a war hero. I was a doctor. I gave motherfuckers shots of penicillin and said, don't quit fucking hookers without a condom.
Hey, well, I mean, he was preventing syphilitic madness, so.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, before we move on, this is the only cover on this album, and it was actually written by Sonny Boy Williamson II in 1951.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I don't know if the lyrics are 100%, but I know the music is, because I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
So, this is actually the only cover on the album.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right. Well.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we're here for. All right, so.
Moving on to Christmas. Yeah.
Really bleak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real bleak.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Christmas, but Tommy's deaf, dumb, and blind, so what does it matter to him?
Yeah.
What it does matter from him is that, well, can't go to heaven because he can't praise the Lord Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not only does he get to miss out on all the presents and the smiling and good times from his friends and the other children, but he's also going to hell.
Purgatory. Purgatory, technically.
Well,
I mean, right? Right?
Maybe? I mean,
I don't know. I'm not really keen with my Dante. I don't remember
I'm not
if
sure.
There were dead babies in the first layer of hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess purgatory, but still, like, eternal meh, like.
Yeah, you're in a waiting room. Well, he's in a fucking waiting room anyway. Like, see here, dude, he's kind of there as it is.
Yeah, I know, but, like, they're basically saying he's gonna be conflicted like this for eternity. Like, it's fucking, man. Mm.
Oh, with like Christmas music in the background.
Yeah.
So it's
it totally
fun.
is.
And like the total bleak, like dark, like this juxtaposition of empty.
No, this is where the music is definitely different than the lyrics, and they're just like the music's all happy and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bleak.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's Christmas. Yeah.
And then it just gets better from here.
Oh, it sure does, because we go to cousin Kevin.
Kevin,
yeah, we get a visit from our cousin. Oh.
Who is a fucking sociopath.
He really is. He is, he's the bully. And, I remember a little bit of bullying from, my days in like middle school and high school. And, motherfucker, like, not like this.
Yeah, man.
Not like this.
I do remember there was kind of he wasn't really a bully, because he was kind of cool sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was kind of a dick sometimes, but he wasn't like the worst. I remember him and another guy got in a fight in kindergarten. One of them stabbed each other with a pencil.
Okay. But
not like where mutilation and
like
threatens to burn your house down when you're in it.
Waterboarding and like fucking pushing pins in your fingers and like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Fucking pushing you down the stairs or burning you with a cigarette.
Yeah.
So it's
so he's got a real mean cousin, and it man, yeah, it's a lot worse than the Christmas song.
Yeah, and it's and
it kind of follows that, like, I don't know, the music is kind of like blundering. I don't know if is the right word, but jaunting.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like
it kind of goes in. It's kind of like, well, that one and the other family member that we'll talk about in a minute. They have that like kind of happier beat too. You know what I mean? Like they have a kind of like that, but sinister. It's like somewhat sinister, but it's really light. But it like the actions that are going on.
It's like it's kind of upbeat, but it's also got just like, even the music has like the music is kind of upbeat, but it's got like these undertones to it that just like they'll throw a minor note in there here and there to like throw it off a little bit, you know?
Yeah, so like, yeah,
so
sinister, like a little sinister in it, but it's so it's light but dark too.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
lighthearted, but it's dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, after cousin Kevin has his way with little Tommy,
so does the prostitute.
we go see after the prostitute's giving him some drugs and cousin Kevin's broken a bunch of bones and shit. We go see the Acid Queen.
Yeah, that's the prostitute.
Oh, right. You're right.
The Acid Queen. So
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like, I don't know if that was like a flashback about the Christmas and the cousin, but so the prostitute actually, feeds him, hallucinogenics essentially.
Yeah. Well, she's a gypsy. And
well, there you go. Full circle. They got the hardest comb.
Yeah. So
I guess Tommy found that out the hard way.
Uh-huh.
So hard way.
I mean, can he still get hard? We assume.
I don't know if that. I don't know. Well, he's deaf.
We don't know how old he is at this point.
But he still has like sensations.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
And we don't know how old he is at this point.
Yeah, that is also true.
But we do know. We know that he's young but not a child, and we know that when he leaves the gypsy, he's no longer a boy.
So popped his cherry.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought a good fuck would bring him back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, get laid. Maybe that'll bring you back around.
Drop some ass and get laid. Yeah.
That's the cure all for everything.
Yep. So.
I mean, if only if a miracle worker would have thought of that. Just a good fucking hard coming and some acid.
Yeah.
Would have come right back to life.
I guess I didn't put together that this was the prostitute the other song was talking about. I thought they just did it again.
Dancing him again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't click with me that this was referencing the other song.
Like it's a fucking round of fucking.
He was so happy last time he left, so we thought we'd try it again. Maybe it'll work this time.
Oh shit! Like it's goddamn.
I actually liked the music behind this song quite a bit.
I do too. I think this is more what I was kind of expecting before I listened to the album. More of this kind of sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a good fucking song. Like musically, it's a very big song. Like sounding wise, it sounds like a very big song.
For sure.
If that makes sense.
It's very full. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it's got, some really interesting, melodies and tempos and stuff. And it kind of plays with that a little bit. And I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. So.
Yeah, I did too. I really did too. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I think it's one of the better ones.
I agree.
Anyway.
Then we move on to.
So we move on. The Underture.
And here is another instrumental.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it's the last one.
I believe so. I believe this is the last instrumental, and this is basically his musical hallucination. Like, drop some acid and get laid. Well, this is the acid trip.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it
it's
very much is.
Fucking great.
It is. Yeah, I completely agree. I think honestly, it's a great fucking song. I really like this song.
Yeah. This was fantastic. Especially leading off of the Acid Queen, like this was great. I really enjoyed, listening to this. So, it's got a lot of interesting themes in it. It follows up well from the last song. It's very full and, it's a little psychedelic and it's fucking awesome.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Hold on. God damn it.
Yeah, you don't need to, you don't.
I know.
What the fuck are you doing?
I was looking lyrics on the next song.
Oh.
And I accidentally hit play and the song started to play.
Okay. Alright. So anyway, that was the Underture.
Yeah.
So.
that little bit was, do you think it's alright?
Right. So this is another very short song.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's literally, do you think it's alright to leave the boy with Uncle Ernie? Cause he's had a few too many.
Yep. And they're kind of debating whether that's a good idea.
Right.
And they're a little dangerous, but fuck it, we need to get out anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's alright. So, yeah.
I think it's alright.
That's what they do. And, that leads us into the song Fiddle About, which is all about Tommy's time with Uncle Ernie.
Which is, if you thought Uncle Kevin was bad, if you got Cousin Kevin was bad.
Well, Cousin Kevin likes to, we might, Cousin Kevin likes to bully and beat up on his cousin Tommy here because, he takes advantage of him not having his senses about him and pokes and prods and burns and breaks. Well, we might know why he's such an abusive cousin, if Uncle Ernie is his father, because, Uncle Ernie, rapes this little boy.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I would make a joke about this should be your favorite song, but this is just too dark.
It really is though, Brack. Like,
this is too
thematically I should have loved this, but, this, like, the first time I heard this song, I had to re-listen to it to make sure I wasn't fucking tripping balls.
Yeah, I definitely had to take two. I was like, what the fuck? Wait, what happened?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Fiddle about? I thought he was like, oh, we're messing around. I was like,
no.
They're messing around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. So yeah.
And again, another juxtaposition, because it is kind of like in the same way like Christmas and Cousin Kevin were. Like it's kind of a light song, but it's,
I don't know, the very beginning of the song, like the introduction is not super light. It's like, very like,
oh, true.
Bum, 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 like.
Yeah, you get the ominous feel of like a bad person, but then like the
yeah.
It's kind of lighter.
That's true.
It almost sounds like, I was listening to it, I was like, God, this almost sounds like the Lost Woods song.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thanks for fucking that up for me forever.
So, I hope I ruined Ocarina of Time for you.
A little bit.
Mission accomplished.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy song.
There's that creepy fucking song. Really fucking creepy song.
That leads us into Pinball Wizard.
Pinball Wizard, which is, I think, the most well-rounded song on the album.
Yeah, it's
I liked it.
Probably the most popular. It's the only one I had ever heard before, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So, good song.
It was a great song.
It's about Tommy's ability to play pinball.
Yeah. Well, it's actually, it's somebody watching Tommy. It's like a guy who's like a Chris Endler, who's our pinball guy, who's like does pinball and likes pinball, who's really good at it. And he comes in, he's like, I've played everywhere, I've done everything, I've seen every place, I've played every machine, but I've never seen a guy play like this. And this fucking kid's deaf, dumb, and blind, but he's mastering this machine. It's crazy.
Right. He never sees him fall. So, fucking A, man. He plays by sense of smell.
That's super cool. Like, I like that idea. I wonder if this is like the idea to the beginning of the album.
Maybe.
This
is definitely like the most rock song of being a rock song on this album, I feel like.
For sure. You sure plays a mean pinball. Great song. I love it.
I agree.
It definitely got stuck in my head for the last couple of days. After listening to it, I listened to it a couple of times, and this is the one that literally stuck in my head all the time.
Right.
But it's super cool, and I like to think that was what made them what if Helen Keller played pinball? What if she was really good? We should write an album about that.
Yeah. So they did.
And they did, yeah, and I really think, it feels to me like that was the spark to write the entire album and then kind of surround everything around it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're moving on to There's a Doctor I Found.
Yeah, so, what the fuck? Now they go to a doctor?
No, they go to
he lives in this town? Like, but,
he's been here the whole time.
Like,
what the
like, I don't know where the fuck these people lived, but, they didn't know about the town doctor? Okay.
I didn't know there was a doctor. Like,
yeah.
Fuck nuts.
So, yeah, they find a doctor.
Yes, so they find a doctor who can cure Tommy.
That's what he says.
And
so then
that's what he says.
Another short song. Then we go, it leads into Go to the Mirror.
Go to the Mirror.
And this is the doctor visit.
Yep. Yep, he, doctor realizes that he is, like, sound, like, there's somebody in there, but then he realizes this is not a physical thing, this is a psychological thing that's something he's repressed that's caused him to have all these afflictions.
Right. And it's like, cause I mean the doctor says like, I put him in front of a mirror. I can tell that he can see. I can tell that he can hear. He has these senses, but it's just the connections in his, like, something has been crosswired in his brain that he can't interpret his senses anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know. So puts him in front of a mirror. I guess that's how he figures out these things. I don't really know.
Go to the mirror, Tommy.
Yeah.
And then we move into,
Tommy, can you hear me?
Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me?
Right.
That's
it. Yeah. You just heard the song. We just covered it.
Yeah. A dramatic reading.
Right. So then that leads to, Smash the Mirror.
Smash the Mirror. Which, he smashes the motherfucking mirror.
Well, yeah, cause he's reacting to his own, he's reacting to his own reflection, and his mom's like, what the fuck? How are you reacting to your reflection, but you're not gonna react to your own mother? Like, fuck you. Like, we're getting rid of this mirror, and smashes the mirror.
Yeah. So what's that about? Like, I couldn't understand what she was going through. Like, why is she so upset about the mirror? Like, I feel like I guess they really don't grasp parenting as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, his family is a pretty diverse, bunch of shitbags.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that he's reacting to the mirror when to the sight in the mirror of himself. Like, and it's starting to rewire that connection in his brain, and she's pissed off because it's like, all these years you don't respond to inputs from me. So I think she's jealous of, or thinks he's like a little selfish prick or something.
What a shitbag thing to think. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, what a shitty thing for a mom to do. Like, your son can see. He's reacting to his own reflection. And then the first thing to go to is like, you're not paying attention to me.
Well, I mean, she left him with an abusive cousin and an uncle that molested him. So, I mean, she's been a shitbag this whole time. It's just, here's more proof.
Just, god damn.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I couldn't wrap my head around. That's kind of shit. That for me was like the shittiest thing that they've done.
Yeah,
because at least they can have like culpability of not knowing like the cousin and the uncle, but like
I guess
being jealous of your own son being able to see and you not being the first thing, like that's the real shit part of this.
I guess, but I don't know, man. Like it's just a collection of shitbags. So
yeah, I mean, like, what if your son, like, for instance, your son wins like a gold medal. Whatever. Like, he goes to the Olympics and he wins a gold medal. And like, what if you're like, let's say you win a gold medal in fucking butterfly or whatever. And the first thing, before you get to the fucking podium, your mom just grabs the medal and throws it away like, fuck you, you didn't say thank you to me first before you accepted your medal. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's really shit.
So.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're all awful.
Yeah.
This is all awful people. Anyway, we're moving on to Sensation.
Oh, by the way, that song was kind of, forgettable.
Yeah,
musically.
for sure. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Anyway, Sensation.
Yeah, so Tommy really he's back. He's back.
He has sensations again.
Yeah, and he, with his newfound, sensations, he decides to, start a pinball cult.
Yeah. As you would.
That's what you do next.
Yep. I don't know why you wouldn't go that route.
I mean, I guess I never thought about it. I guess if choosing to start a cult and choosing to not start a cult, I guess why not start a cult?
Yeah, so there's that. He's been raised by a family of shitbags. Cult leader seems appropriate.
Yeah, true.
He's been abused his entire life.
Fair. That was just kind of a weird jump. I can see, I can hear. I'm gonna start a cult.
Yeah.
What? Like,
yeah.
Hey, L. Ron Hubbard, slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
Slow the fuck down. How about you fucking look at stuff for a while first? How about you take a minute, like, using your words and speaking before you, like, decide to start a pinball cult, my man? Like,
nah, homie.
I guess cult leaders, it's just in you. If it's in you, it's in you. If it ain't, it ain't.
Yeah.
It was waiting for that seal to break so he could start his own cult. I mean, fuck. Alright, so, okay, if you were to start a cult, what would your cult be about?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Well, I guess you've never been deaf, dumb, and blind either, so.
Right, and it's not like I've ever had like some weird exceptional skill, so.
True. I guess jerking myself off, I think that's the best thing I'm good at.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have it in me to start a cult. So.
I don't either.
I don't know. I don't know how I would put that together.
Yeah, I don't know.
But.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. That's kinda, if it's in you, it's in you. If it's not, it's not. Like, you either got it or you don't. And cult leader is not in my repertoire.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was gonna start a cult, I mean, I'd wanna, I don't know. I guess just fucking growing shit. Like, weed, mushrooms, opium, pick a thing, like start a farm.
Oh, true. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
but I guess then you're not really starting a cult. You're starting a drug cartel.
That's a commune, yeah.
So.
Yeah, true.
So I guess I guess what I'm saying is I'd rather run a drug cartel than be a cult leader.
In a way, it's kind of the same thing. All hail the mighty cocaine.
Yeah.
The booger sugar god or whatever, profit for the cocaine or whatever, or opioid fucking god. I don't know.
Cocaine cowboy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I do live in Texas. I guess I could technically be one.
So.
I think to start a cult, I think your charisma's gotta be real fucking high.
Yeah. Through the roof.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I got like a +1 maybe to like charisma. But you need like an 8, like a +8, +10. Like you need a roll 20s all day.
Yeah. For sure. So, yeah. So.
Anyway. I don't know. I'll look more into Jonestown and see how to, how to start a cult. Okay, moving on to, miracle. Did you say that word?
Miracle?
I cannot speak right. Yes, cure. Thank you.
It's a goddamn miracle!
It's a goddamn miracle.
So another real 20-second song. Extra, read all about it. Pinball Wizard and a Miracle Cure. You just heard the song. Alright.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So this is I like this song a lot.
Sally
I like the idea of
Simpson?
this song. Sally, I like the idea of it.
I thought
like the
this
perspective
song
of it.
was fucking hilarious.
It is funny. It's like really funny. I think it's kind of funny.
It's very sad for Sally. But I thought,
For sure.
I just thought this story they try and tell here is pretty fucking funny. Or maybe it's the ways they do it, but,
it's a little absurd for sure, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is like the story of somebody who gets swept up in a cult.
right.
You know what I mean? So I like the perspective of this, of somebody who feels for Tom, like feels like she has a connection toward Tommy, even though they never met, and then she starts to be inspired by him.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, she gets hook, line, and sinker with him.
Yeah.
And then does she ever meet him?
She does, because,
She does.
well, kind of. She goes to one of his meetups, and like, she runs up on stage and gets, and gets 5 fingers to the face slapped.
Oh, that's right, a security guard. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
So there's that, and then she leaves the cult and, marries a shitbag, who's abusive, and, her life sucks.
Yeah.
Should have just taken the easy road with her rich parents, cause her, dad had a Rolls Royce, so.
Yeah, and how does Tommy become a rock star?
I think they just, I think, that's just like a metaphor. Rock star.
As an A-list kind of person.
Yeah, like A-list celebrity kind of thing. Like, he's a pinball rock star. Yeah.
The lamest words you've ever said to me. I'm sorry.
Hey, you asked the question, I gave you a fucking answer, and,
you did. You gave me the exact right answer.
I did.
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
I'm just, dog, I'm just preaching, I'm just telling you what they are trying to tell you.
Oh, God damn. Alright. That's funny. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Musically, I think the themes in this song are pretty fun.
They're fun. I liked it. I like the song. It's not the best song, but it's a good one.
I don't know, it's up there for me.
Yeah, it's up there in the album for me too. Alright, so
we
move
move
on
on
to
to
I'm Free?
Yes.
So this is kinda out of order, I feel.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? I feel like this song should have been like after he realized that he can see and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like this is like between him gaining his senses back and wanting to start a cult.
Right, like somewhere, there had to be a gap. Like you just don't immediately wake up and go, oh my God, the sun, it's beautiful, and look at the outside, and oh my God, people are hey, cult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna burn the world.
Yeah. So I feel like this is between those, or should have been.
Yeah, I think it just in the track order, it should have been between Smash the Mirror or after Sensation, I mean.
Yeah, and
or maybe after Miracle Cure.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, but I don't know. Another short one.
Another really short song.
Kind of forgettable. Whatever. That takes us into Welcome.
Welcome, yes, that is the beginning of his quote where he has kind of a commune out in the middle of nowhere. People are welcome to come in and listen to his Messiah-like prophecies.
And play pinball.
And you're drinking all night, never sleeping.
And experience the pinball rock star.
Yes, in all the ways. Yeah, so
young old people, let's get them all in.
Yeah, and they just fucking party all night and get all fucked up. Thank you, Acid Queen or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, yeah, we used to. So who's the real monster? Is Tommy like a real fucking monster?
I feel like he's a product of his upbringing, right? Like,
he doesn't know upbringing.
Yeah, he does. He does know his upbringing. His upbringing has been entirely fucking pain. Getting pushed down the stairs and being molested.
But does he remember that? Like he didn't see it?
Of course he does. He didn't have to see it. He still had other sensations. He could still, just cause you're deaf and you're blind doesn't mean you don't feel a finger go up your asshole.
That is true.
Or it doesn't mean you don't feel getting pushed down the fucking stairs.
That is also true.
Like, yeah, he's been abused by a shitbag family his whole life. Of course he's gonna be fucking evil.
Yeah. So should they fucking kept that monster caged?
Yeah. This album is the fucking birth of a supervillain.
Holy fuck, you're right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh fuck. You're right.
I know I am, Brack.
Oh shit. Yeah. That is true. Cause I mean, to the next song, the Tommy's Holiday Camp.
Yeah.
And he gets Uncle Ernie back to be his business partner and help him run this fucking crazy fucking thing.
Yeah. Uncle Ernie is the one running the fucking camp.
Holy shit. I listened to this album, like, I guess I kind of tuned out here. I didn't realize Uncle Ernie was the fucking guy. Holy shit.
He fucking says, "Good morning, Camp Lives. I'm your Uncle Ernie." And in Fiddle About, he says, "I'm your wicked Uncle Ernie, and blah, 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 and I'm gonna rape you." Like,
I missed that.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked.
I completely missed that. Whoa.
Yeah.
Tommy is a monster.
Yeah. Birth of a supervillain. So, Marvel, if you want to get right on that, I want to see this movie.
Oh man. Yeah, no. Well, it is a movie. There is a movie.
Oh, is there?
There is a movie. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I didn't look it up because I don't actually care that much, but.
Oh yeah. I should have told you. Yes, I saw this movie, I think it was like on VH1 when I was like 13 or 14. My dad and I watched it, kind of half watched it, half didn't. And I don't know.
Is the movie as fucked up as the album is?
Again, I kind of half watched it and half didn't.
Okay.
It was kind of like, because we did this a couple times, we would make like a big dinner. And my dad and I would, we'd like listen to music or whatever and talk about album philosophy and shit that he kind of toasted and made dinner. Okay. I remember it being on in the background while we were like talking and stuff. And like, I remember him like stopping like, "Oh, Pinball Wizard." And he turned it up during that song. All right, the rest is really weird. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
So I don't remember, same thing with Dune. Like when I was younger, I remember watching Dune and then like my dad was like, "The spice is life." And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" He's like, "I have no idea. That's the only thing I know about that." And I kind of half watched it, half didn't, and then it turned out to be like one of my favorite movies of all time.
All right.
Anyway, so I remember watching it, like seeing like it being on, but like not paying attention. But it definitely is a movie.
All right.
It's a fucking rock opera. Like I'm sure there are people who go out and play this now. I'm sure there are.
I guess.
Why? I don't know. But
So anyway.
Anyway, so we move on to I think this is the last song.
It is.
And it's We're Not Gonna Take It.
Right.
Not to be confused by the other famous song of Take It. So yeah, he's kind of like, "Hey, here's the message," and everybody's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, his cult falls apart.
Really quick.
Yeah. I think in this song they actually say "gonna rape you."
Oh, do they?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. There's one one of the members of the Who, got touched as a little boy.
You think so?
Or maybe all of them, because like this theme is just, it's prevalent in more than one song.
Yeah, the sick molestation is very apparent in
and the taking a child to a prostitute. Like,
that's true.
I don't have a problem with prostitution, but don't take your children to them.
That's true.
You know? So I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, we forsake you, gonna rape you. Let's forget you better still. Yeah, let's forget you better. Yeah. Let's do that.
I think these dudes just had like a fucked up upbringing.
Maybe.
Or maybe shit in the 50s and 60s was just really fucked up.
Just bleak as fuck.
Maybe. But you don't hear the Beatles talking about that shit, or the Beach Boys.
Well, there are some, like Norwegian Wood. That's about a girl who, this is a guy that he burns her fucking house down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright. I'll give you that.
I mean, there are some, but this is, as far as a whole, this is pretty, cheesy, crazy.
This album is, it's weird, and it's,
it is really weird. And I think I need to go pray.
Yeah. It's like, it's got some really dark themes in it, and, some of it I like, but, man, like, I don't think Fiddle About's going on to, my regular playlist anytime soon.
No. Thank you for my fucked up Spotify though, Tommy. Sure you don't want to listen to that song again? Like, no, I don't. I never do. Like, sure you want to listen to that old Uncle Arnie? No, I don't. No, I don't. So, anyway, so you want to do a top 3?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, why don't you go start this one off, Bobby?
Alright, well, number 1 is gonna be, The Underture.
Okay.
Fucking loved it. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, probably gonna have to give it to Pinball Wizard. Nostalgia Glasses are a part of that. But it's a good fucking rock song. So, that's my number 2. And number 3, probably Acid Queen.
Acid Queen? Okay.
Yeah, I really like that song.
Yeah, I did too. I'd have to go, my number 3 is gonna be, Sally Simpson. I just really like that perspective.
Okay. Great
I know
song.
it's kind of dark and bleak, but it's a good song, and it has that weird, I like the perspective of it.
Yeah, that's probably my number 4 slot.
Yeah. Number 2 is actually The Underture too.
Okay.
I think that's just that's a really good song. That's a really fucking good song.
Yeah, it is.
And then, my number 1 is gonna be Pinball Wizard.
Okay.
Cause I think it's just the most well-rounded song on this album.
Okay.
For the most part. That's just me. Anyway. Okay, so, overall, how would you rate this, bud?
Well, this just came to me, but I was gonna do an experience grind style scale. And ask you, out of 10, fingers. Up in your booty hole.
Going on my butt.
By your wicked Uncle Ernie. How many fingers is, old wicked Uncle Ernie, shoving up in there?
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
I'll give it a 6. It's not, I don't know, man. I feel it lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And like it has a distinct sound, but like the sound that it has, I'm not a fan of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not, it's kind of, it doesn't, I think their music doesn't fit well with what they're trying to get across.
Okay.
And what they're trying to get across is fucking twisted as shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, they do, like some songs are good. Like I like Underture, I think is a great song, or Sally, or Pinball Wizard for sure.
Right.
But I feel like they're doing a lot, or actually the Acid Queen was and it missed a lot of marks for me. I feel like it's just not, it's real lacking. like, I think when it first came out, like, there was a big push, like, oh my god, this is a great album. And then, like, you give it a couple years, you're like, oh, this album's not that great.
Well, I have a feeling that something like this hadn't really been done before.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was groundbreaking in a way. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by what I was, by
right.
that. Like,
okay.
Like, for what it was doing, like, it was groundbreaking. It was new. Like, oh my god, this is an amazing album. It's a rock opera. Holy shit. Like, this is amazing.
And then other people did it better.
Well, then it cut to like 3 years and like, oh, that really actually wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Like, it was good for what it, like, I liked what it tried to do and how it, its intention, like, what it tried to do.
Right.
But the execution just kind of fell flat for me.
Okay.
Alright, so, I guess I'll do the same. Out of 10 times that you have to go to a prostitute to get cured, how many times would you have to go to that prostitute to get cured?
Well, you know, as much as I love my prostitutes, I'm gonna have to go 5 on this one. This is squarely in the middle for me. It's not great. It's not awful. There's a few songs on here that are solid 8s. But I'm not digging the story of the album. You know, like, I mean, I do think it's interesting that, like, the hero of the hero's journey is actually kind of a supervillain, and it's the creation of a supervillain, but he also doesn't win in the end because his cult says, you can go fuck yourself. So I do think that's super interesting. But I mean, like you said, a pinball rock star is one of the most fucking ridiculous things you can imagine, as far as, like, being, I'm gonna start a cult around pinball. Like, I guess pinball was a lot bigger back then.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand the gravity of pinball as it was in the late 60s.
Well, I guess, you know, that's part of it, right? Because they didn't have video games, so arcades were pinball and billiards and things like that.
And like those Nickelodeon things.
Yeah. So, so I guess, you know, we've missed that. We're missing that cultural reference, because we're not from that era. But yeah, just the story itself, just, I don't know, didn't really do it for me as a whole. There's better supervillain, origins out there. And,
yeah, I mean, this is basically the story of Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
The Donkey Kong champion.
Yeah.
Who got torn down.
You think Tommy went on after this story to have his own hot sauce brand?
I don't know, man. Maybe he did.
So, yeah, I don't know. And musically, it's good in some places. Again, a couple of these songs are solid 8s, but most of them are.
But as a whole, yeah.
Most of them are 4s.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And, I rated it a little high. For me, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's over the last 2 albums on this list.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't know.
I'd rather listen to Michael Jackson or Elton John. I mean, Pinball Wizard and Acid Queen and Underture and Sally Simpson, those were solid. Everything else is kind of meh, so.
Yeah, but that's what, 4 out of 23 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know. It didn't quite cut the mustard for me.
So, I don't know, man. That's where I'm at with it.
I mean, experience it for yourself, dear listener. You know, you can do it once and you can be done.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's worth giving a full listen through the whole album at least once, just to do it, because I think, you know, obviously this was a very big deal at one point in time, you know, in the early 70s. So, you know, experience what your parents experienced, you know?
Do I know?
Experience what your parents experienced, you know? With this album.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then, like, you know, delve in. Honestly, it did take me more than once to listen to the whole album, because, like, I kind of got turned off. It took me 3 times to get it all the way through. But once I got through, I was like, okay, at least I get the idea, but I could just not listen to this anymore. I got it once, I'm done.
Yeah. I probably listened to it 3 or 4 times. At least once or twice was all the way through. It's just a longer album because it's got so many songs. And that's what would keep me from listening to the whole thing in one sitting, was just the pure length of it.
Yeah, it's longer, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't speak to me either. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right, so, it looks like the next album we will be doing is John Lennon's Imagine.
Right. That'll be number 83.
It's 83. My least favorite Beatle.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about John Lennon as where would you rank him?
I prefer the Beatles as a group. So
I don't know. I'll take
see.
George Harrison all day.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Cause he's the one that wrote While My Guitar Gently Weeps, right?
He damn sure did. All of the, Here Comes the Sun, he wrote,
right.
He wrote he's the best of all the Beatles.
Right.
He was kinda like as a Beatle, he was kinda on the back burner.
I don't know,
they didn't
man.
really
I don't
bring
know.
him up much. But once they kind of like started to like break up, he was like, man, fuck all your drama bullshit. I'm fucking George Harrison.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You're Ringo.
Ringo?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah. He's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
I love that interview.
I love that line.
That's fantastic.
Shit.
So
anyway, all right, bub. Well, you want to wrap? You want to take us home?
Sure thing. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. SadPandaPresents.com, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook.com/SadPandaPresents. Check us out wherever. And, hit us up. Hit us up on Facebook. We got a Facebook page. We post, every week, not every 2 weeks, sorry. Every 2 weeks we post an episode there. And, so let us know what you think about this album. Let us know what you think about the show. And let us know if there's any albums you want us to review. So that's all I got. Thanks again.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it, guys. Well, let's take it easy, guys. Have a good day.
Later.
Bye.